Yes, you belong in that space. You belong in that room. Today, we are talking about the link between self worth, self confidence, and the abundance mindset. Maybe I'm talking to myself. For far too long, especially in the corporate setting, I walked into a room and immediately questioned whether or not I belonged there. Or I hesitated to ask for a raise or promotion or the price that I truly deserved for a particular service that I was offering for my business. Too many of us high achieving women struggle with self doubt, not because we lack skills or experience, but because we lack self worth and self confidence. Today, I wanted to kind of bring in the connection between how a lack of confidence is actually rooted in a lack of the abundance mindset. So, the scarcity mindset tells us that we just need to work harder. But abundance tells us that it's about how you see yourself. Your ability to attract opportunities and build wealth and command respect is directly linked to how highly you view yourself and how confident you are in your abilities. In this video, we are going to break exactly how you can strengthen both and step into the powerful, unstoppable woman you are meant to be. So here is what you are going to be learning in today's video. The real difference between self-worth and self-confidence and why you need both. The biggest mindset blocks keeping you from stepping into your abundance. And then we'll share the 5 transformative steps to rewire how you see yourself and boost your confidence daily. And we're also going to talk about how us as women can collectively help each other redefine success on our own terms and by owning our power. If you are tired of playing small and you're ready to level up in every area of your life, please stay with me. By the end of this video, you will have the tools to not just claim success, but to own it unapologetically. Let's get right into it. Hello, everyone. My name is Nandi. Welcome back to Lessons Lived. On this channel, we don't chase hype. We don't believe in shortcuts. We believe in building wealth the right way, the grounded way. This is where ambitious women learn how to leverage their career to build true, lasting, long term wealth and to create real opportunities for themselves so that the exit from corporate America is a choice, not a necessity. Here, you're not just here to watch, honey. You're here to join the Power Collective. And remember, wealth isn't an escape plan, it's a power move. So now, let's dive into the topic at hand. Abundance, whether in wealth, opportunity, or personal fulfillment, is often closely tied to self worth and self confidence. Many women in corporate America believe that successfully is purely about external factors, right? You go to school, you got your degrees, you've developed your skills, your network, and you have the right timing to ask for that opportunity, etc. But internal beliefs about yourself play an even critical role. When you see yourself as valuable and capable, you naturally attract more opportunities. If you're somebody who already thinks that you're confident, wait until the next challenge shows up. Wait until you go into that room and you feel insecure. Right? For ambitious women in corporate America, we don't leverage self worth and self confidence enough as an essential in breaking barriers, climbing the ladder, and transitioning into entrepreneurship. So, today, what I want to do is explore how these traits shape abundance and how you can cultivate both in order to unlock greater success in your career, in business, in your personal life, in your wellness, and in your overall presence. Let's start by discussing confidence. I love definitions. According to Webster, confidence is a feeling of self assurance arising from one's own appreciation of one's abilities and qualities. Let me repeat that. Confidence is a feeling of self assurance arising from one's appreciation of one's own abilities or qualities. Your abilities, your qualities, and appreciation and the self assurance of your own abilities and your own qualities. It's also defined as the feeling or belief that one can rely on someone or something, a firm trust. I want us to really process that. Confidence is self assurance of your own abilities, it's a belief that someone or you can rely on yourself. It's a firm trust. In essence, self confidence speaks to you relying on yourself, you trusting yourself to achieve, to succeed, to make it, and to be it. My God, if that is not abundance, I don't know what is. Confidence is about trust. Trust in you, trust in your abilities, trust in what you can bring to the table. It's the internal force that enables you to walk into any room and take up space, honey, and own your expertise. It is the belief that when challenges arise, you, my dear, have the capability to face them head on and emerge victorious. Confidence is built through action. Each time you step out of that comfort zone, guess what, honey? You learn to take on new challenges. When you push yourself past your fears, you reinforce trust in your own abilities. Confidence also shows up as your body language, your communication, and your decision making. A confident woman speaks with authority. She sets clear boundaries. She doesn't second guess herself. It's the force that allows you to advocate your worth, whether it's a salary negotiation, that leadership role, or that business venture, right? We today are going to become women of confidence. Now, let's talk about self worth. Self worth, according to Webster, refers to the level at which someone or something deserves to be valued or rated. Let's read that again. Self worth refers to the level at which someone or something deserves to be valued or rated. So, self worth speaks to how much you value yourself. How much do you rate yourself? It's the measure of how deserving you believe you are of success, of happiness, of fulfillment, of that promotion. Confidence is built through action because it's about trust, it's about reliance. Self worth is deeply rooted in perception, in self respect, and in self acceptance. I really, I really want you guys to really get this because the connection between abundance is really rooted in self worth and confidence. Self perception, self respect, and self acceptance. These are the foundation that determines what you allow, what you tolerate, what you expect from life. A woman with a high self worth does not settle. She does not accept less than she deserves in her career, in her relationships, in her personal life. She understands that her value is not dependent on external factors, achievements, societal expectations. Instead, it comes from within. Self worth is about how you rate yourself. It's about whether or not you believe you have value and how much value you believe you have. Because sometimes you may think your value is this much, but I want you to think your value is this much. Actually, it blows to the roof. Let's talk about why I believe you need both. And specifically, for you to become the woman who moves with abundance and who makes abundance her state of being, you will need both of them. Confidence and self worth go hand in hand, but they serve different functions. Confidence is about whether you trust yourself. Do you trust your ability to make decisions, your ability to lead, your ability to take action? Self worth, however, is about the level to which you value yourself. Do you see yourself as deserving of leadership, wealth, abundance? A woman with confidence but low self worth may take action, but she will still struggles with feelings of not being worth it. I hope you guys processing what I'm saying, because sometimes it's hard for us to make that connection, because you guys, I was that woman and I'm still struggling today and working on it. Because women, we are conditioned to do, and by doing, right, we develop self confidence, but often we still lack self worth. So you could be that woman of confidence taking action, but still feeling like you are not good enough. You may be achieving great things, but yet still fear that you are undeserving of that success. Conversely, however, you can have a woman with high self worth but low confidence. A woman with low confidence may know that she deserves success, but she's hesitant to take action towards it. This is why you need both. And it's funny because I'm going to give you a very good example. Me and my sister, I have high confidence, but for a very long time, I struggled with low self worth. My sister, I feel like she's the opposite of me. She has high self worth, but she has lower confidence. So most of the time, she has these really big beliefs about herself, but then I always felt like there was a disconnect. She wasn't taking action. You need both because you are a power maven. A power maven is a woman who moves with both trust, confidence, and high self worth. You need self worth to believe you deserve abundance. You need self confidence to take actions necessary to claim it. Together, self worth and self confidence shape how you navigate yourself in all sorts of spaces in corporate America, in your business, in your personal relationship, and in your own personal development and growth. So you understand self worth, you understand self confidence. Now let's talk about how it all ties in with abundance. The connection between self worth and confidence and abundance to me are very clear. Women who see themselves as worthy and capable take actions that aligns with success. Those who struggle with self-worth are often subconsciously sabotaging their potential by settling for less, avoiding challenging and honestly dismissing their own achievement. Here is why sometimes as women, especially women who struggle with lack of self-confidence and self-worth, we tend to have these common roadblocks. Imposter syndrome, feeling like we are a fraud despite our accomplishments. And this will most likely lead to hesitation in asking for more, whether it's more money, leadership positions, or visibility. The second thing, my favorite, and honestly, the reason why I'm making this whole series every Monday is on the scarcity mindset. I believe that there isn't enough, that there isn't enough money, enough success, enough to grow, enough opportunities for everybody. This leads to fear based decision making rather than strategic growth. You are literally limiting yourself by believing that there isn't enough in the world. This scarcity mindset, for most of us, when we begin to dig deeper, we realize that it goes all the way back to our childhood. And there's a video coming up where I'm specifically going to break that down. The third thing, mm, people pleasing and overworking. Thinking you must overextend yourself to be valuable. This prevents you from leveraging your worth effectively. You do not need to work yourself to exhaustion in order for you to have worth and value. Now that you understand self worth, self confidence, and how it connects to an abundance mindset, let's start making the shift necessary to move you into becoming that very self confident woman who also has high self worth. Each steps that I'm about to go through is designed to shift how you see yourself and reinforce both trust in your abilities, your confidence, and the level at which you value yourself, which is your self worth. These aren't just tasks, they are transformative actions that shape your identity and how you show up in every area of your life. The first thing I want you to do is to rewire your internal dialogue. Yes, honey, I know this may sound like just one of those things that coaches ask you to say and do, but there's a reason why almost every single coach will challenge your dialogue because it matters. Your thoughts dictate your reality. So speak to yourself like you would a powerful leader because that is what you are. Start each morning with affirmations. You pick what those affirmations are. I am capable. I am worthy. I am enough. I am dot, 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 dot. Let me tell you something. These little things make such a big difference. When I started on this journey, I started when I was very young, right? Sometimes I'll take it seriously, sometimes I would not. When I started taking it seriously, I took the time to really sit down and write down my affirmations that worked for me. And these affirmations will change depending on what's important to you. But those affirmations, when you say them, they will resonate with you. It's deeply personal. You don't have to share with anyone. Nobody has to know them, but you would know them. And you keep repeating them to yourself. And it will absolutely rewire your brain. These affirmations eliminate self doubt by reframing negative thoughts. Instead of I can't, shift to I am learning to. You guys hear me say that all the time. Our dialogue matters. And honestly, this is why I'm a big believer in coaching. Because sometimes, even though I teach this all the time and I coach this stuff, I still get caught up in this. And I need my own coach to be like, Nandy, do you hear yourself? Did you hear yourself? The second thing I want you to do is to visualize and embody success daily. This is really important, right? What you look at longest becomes strongest in your life. If you can't see it, you will never become it. Period. I don't care what you've been told. If you do not see it, you will never become it. And this is really important because think about people who grow up in certain highly impoverished environments who've never met somebody who makes $1 million. They would never believe that they can. But then people who grew up in that environment who see it constantly are internalizing it very differently. I really want you to picture your future self, confident, thriving, making decisions effortlessly. Take 5 minutes to close your eyes and really visualize who that person is. Visualize yourself walking into a room with an unwavering presence. Embody her now. Dress like her, walk like her, and speak like her. I'm personally going through this transformation myself. For a very long time, I saw myself as a very specific type of woman, but I never embodied her. I didn't have the energy. I was overweight, on the couch, eating unhealthy foods, watching CNN 24/7, getting angry at what was happening in politics. Whatever energy I had, I will give it to my business, my career, and I didn't have anything left for myself to become that woman who was worthy of that space. And the whole time I told myself, I'm okay because I got that degree, I got this great job, but I wasn't moving in my optimal level. Today, I'm saying no to being half a human being who is succeeding in one area of her life but completely failing in the other one. In 2025, I'm making a commitment to become that woman I've always dreamt in my mind. She looks a certain way, she dresses a certain way, her hair is put together, her makeup is done on point, her space clean, organized, well decorated. That was the woman of my dreams from the time I was a child. And for a very long time, I told myself, when I get my first degree, I'll become her. The goalpost moved because why? Scarcity mindset. Then I was like, well, when I reach X amount in assets, I'll become her. I reached X amount in assets. Guess what? The goalpost moved once again. This year, I said, no, I am breaking the cycle. I am embodying that woman today. I am becoming her right now. I'm going to walk like her. I'm going to speak like her. I'm going to dress like her. I will embody her. There's work that needs to be done, but that work is coming from a place of abundance. I'm already that person. I'm just thinking, I'm just fixing some things here and there to really optimize who she is. The third thing I want you to do is to challenge fear through some small risk taking. Calm down, calm down. All we're doing is that we're strengthening our muscles of overcoming fear. Confidence grows more when you prove yourself that you can handle challenges. Yes, you can handle it. You can do it. Make it a habit to do one thing each day that slightly scares you. Speak up in a meeting. Introduce yourself to a senior executive or say no to something that doesn't align with your goals. I promise you, you opening yourself up to challenges will strengthen that muscle. This is actually one of those areas that Nandy never feared. Never. Actually, let me take a step back. I do have one area that I really, really lack confidence because it never, for a lot of different reasons, I've never really dated. So I've always envied women who like are comfortable around men and chit chat and we do all these different things. That has never been me. But other than that, in every other area of my life, I've always been somebody who always challenges herself. You will always see me doing something that puts me out of my comfort zone. The fourth thing I want you to do is to celebrate small wins. Big or small, you need to celebrate them. This is Nandy's challenge, right? Because in general, I tend to be, what's the next thing? I live in the future, I don't live in the present. So I never really take the time to stop and smell the roses, but I'm changing that this year. You should have a confidence journal where every time you take action, you write it down, especially if you're somebody who's uncomfortable with risk and you start to challenge yourself and put yourself in those positions that requires you to take a little bit more risks. Write them down and really start to feel proud of all the things that you are achieving and not just what you're achieving. I actually want you to think less about the achievement and to think about what you are becoming. So write down on your journal every single day. Did you take a bold step with the people around you? Did you do something that challenged you, that scared you? Document it all and reflect on that progress. This will help to build the evidence that you are a powerful woman. You are the power maven, confident, knowledgeable, risk taker. The fifth thing that I want you to do, this is the last one. I want you to detach your self worth from external validation. My God, this is probably the most important thing that I want you to do. Recognize that your value, your self worth, isn't based on how much you produce. It isn't based on the title that you have. It isn't based on how other people view you or what they think of you. That is their business. You should be developing a self acceptance practice journal. Self worth is about you, how you view yourself, how you value yourself, how much you accept yourself, honey. So, once again, pull out that journal. We're going to pull out our journal and we're going to write. Write down what makes you unique and valuable outside of your career, outside of your accomplishments, outside of the external validation from your boyfriend, your husband, your daddy. Remember, you are worthy because you exist, not because of what you have achieved. Okay? If this gets too long, we might break this down into a two-parter. Because in this next part, you can call this part two, we are going to be talking about practical steps to strengthen your self worth and your self confidence. Each one of these steps is designed to shift how you see yourself and reinforce both trust in your abilities and the level at which you value yourself. These aren't just tasks. Please, please, please keep that in mind. These are transformative actions that shape your identity and how you show up in every area of your life. The first thing I want you to do is to upgrade your environment. Who you surround yourself with influences how you view yourself. Being in a space that uplifts you reminds you of who you are and what your values are. So, actionable step, join a community like ours. The Power Move Collective is a great community where ambitious women like yourself get together and reinforces each other's confidence and self-worth. We eliminate toxic relationships in our lives. We focus on the things that we are building. We move from a place of abundance and not scarcity. When you tolerate negativity, it subconsciously signals that you don't deserve better. So, upgrade your environment. The second thing we are going to do is invest in our growth. You need to invest in yourself. When you invest in yourself, you're sending a direct message that you are worthy of development and success. So take that leadership course, join an executive training. These courses can help to sharpen your skills and increase your confidence in your area of expertise. Work with a mentor. Yes, work with a mentor or work with an executive coach who would hold you accountable for you stepping into your power. Read books on mindset, success, self development. Whatever area you want to become more confident in, read more books about that. This will reinforce the positive self perception you should have of yourself. The third thing I want you to do is to develop a high value personal brand. I love this because I am personally going through this myself. The way you present yourself to the world reinforces both how other people perceive you and how you perceive yourself. On my journey towards becoming the woman of my dreams, I always knew that my personal brand, like visually how I looked, how I presented myself was important, but I never took it seriously. Unfortunately, I operated with the notion that my personal image didn't matter, even though I knew it did. And most of the time, because we're moving into a society that is woman empowerment, etc., we forget that pretty privilege matters. We forget that a woman who presents herself a certain way will always be taken more seriously. Do I agree with it? To a degree. But the thing is, this is about how the brain is wired. It's not about people's biases. It's really about, unfortunately, a biological bias. All right. Now, what we consider beautiful and stuff like that, that's very different. But being beautiful men and women isn't as hard as we think it is, but it's a lot of work. That's why most of us don't do it. And when I'm talking about a high value personal brand, I don't just mean the physical, I also mean your expertise, right? So define your industry expertise and own it. Write thought leadership pieces, speak on panels, engage on LinkedIn. I have a whole section on corporate America about developing your personal brand. We'll link that video around here. On there, I don't talk about the physical appearance, I stay away from that. But I do want you to think about the visual component too. But outside of the visual component, expertise is equally as important because, honey, you can be beautiful. And when you start talking, right, we want you to be beautiful both inside and outside and mentally over here. So improve your public speaking and networking skills. The more you articulate your value, the more you internalize it. So dress and carry yourself with intention. When you see yourself as a powerful woman, you project power. Okay? The fourth thing we are going to do is master negotiation and self advocacy. Yes, we are going to learn how to advocate for ourselves. The act of negotiating isn't just about getting more, it's about proving to yourself that you deserve more. Always negotiate your salary, your business contracts, your opportunities. This builds confidence in your ability to claim what is rightfully yours. Use data and results to back up your worth because this reinforces that your success isn't about luck, it's about your skills and values. Practice asking for what you want, whether it's in business, in partnership, in leadership, in romantic relationships. You really need to start practicing getting what you want. Verbalize it and make the case as to why. The fifth thing we are doing is prioritizing holistic self care. Self care isn't just about feeling good, it's about showing yourself that you matter. Prioritize wellness. Please, please, please prioritize wellness. Fuel your body with proper nutrition and movement to sustain your energy and performance. This is really important. I feel like in our society, we do a pretty good job of talking about the importance of wellness, but we do such a poor job at implementing it. The other thing that I want you to implement is stress management techniques like meditation. If you don't meditate, try yoga, therapy. I'm a big believer in therapy. Any type of mindful practice to maintain a clear, focused mind. If you're a praying person, praying is just a way of being mindful. I grew up a Christian, although I'm no longer practicing. I still pray to this day because it's the best way for me to focus, calm my mind. I also want you to rest and recharge. This whole video is about confidence, competence, self worth, especially for women in corporate America. We know about ourselves. We overwork, we overdo, and most of the time we're not resting enough, we're not recharging enough. I used to say all the time that I hate vacations because vacations reminded me of what life should really be like. My mindset has changed. Now, every single day, I try to give myself a vacation. Every single day, I try to plan, be intentional, and organize my way in such a way that I always take time to reduce the mental activity in my brain and rest. Confidence thrives when you are mentally and physically at your best. I know this was a long video. I hope that you watched all the way to the end. Owning your worth and confidence creates limitless opportunities. For women in corporate, self worth and self confidence go hand in hand in building an abundant state of being. And they are the key to unlocking leadership, negotiating power, and financial independence. Strengthening both ensures that you pursue and accept the best opportunities and boldly take the action to claim them. If this video resonates with you, please share it with a friend or a colleague who needs this message. Let's uplift each other. And if you're serious about leveling up your mindset, your career, and your finances, please subscribe for more content just like this. I talk about everything finance, career, and business. Join the community of these ambitious women who are redefining success together. Thank you very much for watching. I have a lot of great videos coming up on real estate, money management. I share a lot about my personal journey. I am hoping to see you, my dear, in the next video. And remember, you are worthy, you are capable, and you are unstoppable. I will see you in the next video.